Rob from Buckeyes Battle Cry here. Before the season began, I predicted that Ohio State's only path to a national championship was they were going to have to experience a heartbreaking loss early in the season in order to grow and learn from it, and that happened. They lost to the now number one Oregon Ducks in a heartbreaking fashion by 1 point. And they have learned and grown from it. They won on the road, Happy Valley, took care of business against the number 3 team in the nation, 20-13. Ohio State has responded well. And make no mistake, Ohio State is still a national contender. But we'll get to that. Let's go over the rankings on defense and offense. They currently have the number 2 defense in the country, giving up 256.4 yards per game. They currently have the number 7 rush defense, giving up 94.9 yards per game. Now that's a big step, a big improvement from last season. I don't even know if they were top 20, top 40 in that category last season. Now all of a sudden they're almost top 5. Big improvement by the defense. Currently have the number 8 ranked pass defense, giving up 161.5 yards per game. I know it's not what it was last season. They were number 1 pass defense in the country last season. But it's still top 10. It's still really good. And this stat right here, this ranking right here, is going to be a lifesaver for this defense. It's more than likely going to be a reason as to why Ohio State wins the national championship. Yes, I said I think Ohio State's still going to win it all this season. And this right here is going to be a big reason why. They currently have the number 4th ranked red zone defense in the country. Showed up really big against Nebraska. Made Nebraska settle for field goals, and then they got that 4th down stop. Showed up big time. Then they showed up really big against Penn State. Made Penn State settle for field goals. And then that big, crucial stop. The last 8 minutes of the game. Penn State tried to run down their throats 3 times. And then that really predictable 4th down pass. A big stop by the defense in the red zone. That was a big, crucial turning point in the game. I was there, and a lot of fans left after that. Mark my words. That red zone defense is going to be a big reason why they win a national championship. This is a national championship caliber defense. But the red zone, that's a plus. They're going to make a lot of teams settle for field goals. A lot this season. And that could honestly be the turning point of the game. It was for Nebraska. It was for Penn State. But all right. Let's move on to the offense. They have the number 14 total offense. They currently have the number 34 ranked rush offense, averaging 186.5 yards per game. Now, their offensive line is back. I'm pretty sure what they did against Penn State has answered all the offensive line questions that Buckeye Nation, the rest of the country, had after Josh Simmons went down. They not only put up 188 rush yards against Penn State, but they put up 188 rush yards against a Penn State team who had a top 10 rush defense. I'll say that again. Ohio State put up 188 rush yards against a top 10 rush defense. No slouch. Again, that offensive line is back. This is huge. They even closed off the game rushing for 54 yards, being able to run out the clock. Make Penn State take their last timeouts, be able to get the last first down, and run out the clock. This offensive line is back. The offensive line problems have been solved. There are a lot of questions after Josh Simmons got hurt. They couldn't even get close to 100 yards, the Oregon game and the Nebraska game. And all of a sudden, they moved Jackson to left tackle and put Hinsman into guard, and they're able to rush for 108 yards against a top 10 rush defense. I think that problem is solved. Ryan Day made the right move with that. Good call. So, they also have the number 28 pass offense in the country, averaging 271.1 yards per game. Now you're probably wondering, why are they so low for all those weapons on offense, for all those first round wide receiver picks? They're probably thinking, oh well, Will Howard's just another version of Kyle McCord. Actually, no, Will Howard's more of a leader than Kyle McCord will ever be, and he's more of an efficient passer. He has a 86.5 QBR rating on the season for a reason. All right? It's like that because they're a really balanced team now, especially since that offensive line is back. And they're going to continue to let Junkins Henderson feast and eat. A lot of teams should be scared of this offense. Not only do they have a really great elite passing attack, but now they're going to get back to that really great elite rushing attack. A lot of defenses, a lot of teams should take note and be put on notice. This offense is coming, and now that their offensive line problems have been solved, there's nothing slowing this train down, baby. It's not going to happen. And the last thing about this being a national championship team is Ryan Day. You're probably laughing, oh, Ryan Day, Charmin soft, chokes. He made a lot of right moves. He's getting a lot more gutsy in games, in big games. Against Oregon, didn't even cross the 50-yard line. Went for it on fourth down twice. Both of those turned into touchdowns, resulted in touchdowns after converting those fourth downs. Then he does it against Penn State. I think he did it twice. Both those resulted in touchdowns. We look at other seasons, he's got really conservative past seasons. Didn't even go for it for fourth down against Michigan, a big crucial game. In the Georgia game, the playoffs, the college football playoffs, C.J. Stroud ran for that 30 yards, and then Ryan Day got all conservative and tried to run out the clock and not try to get close to field goal range. He's getting a lot more ballsy. His balls have dropped. Yes, I said that. He's getting a lot more gutsy. His balls have dropped. He's making the right calls during the game. And his offseason hires, Chip Kelly. He's the reason why this offense is so balanced. His play calling, he's one of the greatest offensive minds in all of college football. So, mark my words. I made the prediction that Ohio State was going to have to suffer a heartbreaking loss and learn from it. They suffered a heartbreaking loss, and they definitely learned from it. This team is back on track. Top 5 win for Ryan Day since 2020 against Clemson. And now they're going to run the table in the Big Ten, beat Indiana, beat Michigan, get revenge against Oregon and Indy for the Big Ten championship, and then they were going to make a deep run in the playoffs, and they're going to win the national championship. You heard it here first. Ohio State is coming for it all.